Cat, got a couple first appearances here. Are first appearances even important?
Maybe. Let's talk about it.
Tell me why first appearances are so important.
They're important because everybody thinks they're gonna get rich. I don't think it pays off. Maybe 1 out of 100, 1 out of 50. Every book this week has a first appearance.
Right.
Everybody's gonna go running for these books.
Yeah, but this is significance behind it too. Like, this is the first time you ever meet this
Yeah,
character.
but there's been so many first appearances from the last 50, 60 years. I mean, now it's the movie factor that makes these first appearances important, because what if this character is gonna appear on the big screen, TV, cartoon? You don't move it that first week.
Right.
2 weeks, 3 weeks window, it's dead. I had a new kid come in the shop yesterday. Just started buying comics, and he's all about Carnage, and he's doing this, he's pulling Patrick, checking in. I was like, oh, that's not fun, man. Comics are supposed to be entertaining. If you're buying for investment, the odds are you're gonna be upside down. Get excited for the product itself, not because the monetary compensation, which, I mean,
It's also like, if we're talking investments and first appearances specifically, it's a rich man's game. It's just like investing in Wall Street. If you don't have a lot of money up front to invest,
right.
you're not gonna really make the returns that you
And
want.
that's what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
you mess around with $3, $4 books, you know, the turnaround is gonna be, okay, I'll be on eBay for $10, $15. It's not gonna be a dealer that puts it up on eBay. It's gonna be everybody that's speculating.
Right.
And then, because there's too many, the price drops. They all are first appearances, but they're not all key first appearances.
Right, at least not yet, and maybe never.
Maybe not.
Then the likelihood of it.
You should define key first.
Universal Comics. Brother, those books right now, I mean, number 2 is a $50 book. I don't have any. I'm gonna have some later printings, I think either this Wednesday or next Wednesday, but first prints, I don't have any, bro. So just, if you want, hit me back up on Wednesday. If you can't find it between now and then, hit me back up on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Bye. House of X, man. This is just insane.
Well, that's a book. Well, define to me and to the rest of us, what is a key first appearance? What does that mean?
Let's take House of X number 2 for instance.
Okay.
Right? That's just the phone call I just got a second ago. They're looking for that. I mean, you got a character, Moira McTaggart, that's been around for 60 years, 70, 100 years, however long. She's an established character. They made her a mutant. Now that's freaking significant. I mean, you're introducing a maggot or any character, you know, what are the odds of these characters developing
Right.
to be an icon?
Yeah.
Moira was already there. She was an established character. They flipped her. They're using her to rebuild the X-Men universe. It's fucking brilliant. Low print run. Done. That's a good book to get. That book just keeps on climbing.
And there's the other aspect to it as well, spoiler alert, is that she is the main reason why this whole new run is existing at
Exactly.
all. That's so what, when you think key, it's like something
key.
important. Something
That's
important
what key
happens.
means, you know what I mean?
Not just, but also, how do you think, I know you don't have any copies of it, but how do you think that affected her original first appearance back in the 60s or 70s?
You know, I don't know. I'm sure it drove the prices up. I mean, but again,
Because not all first appearances are like, we'll see like Carol Danvers' first appearance, but then there's
Right.
Ms. Marvel's
Marvel.
first appearance. Like, which one do you go after? I see sometimes it fluctuates as well. Like,
with Moira, to be honest, that's a good question, because I did not check on her earlier appearances. I'm sure there was some movement on it, and that's a good question. I didn't bother thinking about it, because that House of X2 is so hot, you know, because at that point she is important.
yeah,
She's the reason, like you said, the reason we're gonna have this new better X-Men run that we've had the last 7-8 years. Ironheart number 10. Nobody cares.
all right,
Nobody cares about the book.
all right.
Nobody cares about the character. Bendis tried to shove it down our throats. If she's a better read now than when Bendis was doing it,
It's like Miles.
just like Miles. But it's gonna take time for this character to grow,
Yeah.
if she's gonna grow. But this week's issue is gonna introduce her dad, first appearance of a dad, as a member of the 10 Rings, which we all know the 10 Rings are the Mandarin
Yeah.
Rings. How important? I mean, people are gonna go crazy. I guarantee you that book has a print run of nothing. People are gonna probably scramble for it. The 10 Rings, Mandarin, whatever. Who knows what they got planned? How important is he gonna be in the long run?
There's an aspect to that though that's well that I think sometimes we don't consider when we're picking up these books. Like you said earlier, them showing up in movies is something big, but we got this new Disney Channel coming out. There's a book out there that we never talk about. It's never on our pick list.
Oh yeah, Moon Girl.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
But I knew about that. The book doesn't sell.
That's what I'm saying. The numbers
But
on
they
this
kept it because they knew they were gonna do this cartoon.
right. The numbers on that book are so low. If it had been any other title, it would have been canceled. Already.
Right.
That character is tailor-made for children. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is
True.
a kid's book. It's a way
It's
to
a
get the
gateway
kids back.
to get, because they do have guest stars, Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, you know, Doctor Doom. I mean, they have these characters. She's interacting with other characters, but I mean, the cartoon hopefully will, and that's the whole thing. Is like what Disney's doing is they're bringing in that younger group back into the
Right.
stores. I've been talking about the Asian market, the Agent of Atlas, and all the books that they
Right.
create, all the characters that they're creating. I rather, honestly, and I've been saying, get those Agents of Atlas, get that Arrow first appearance, get that Swordmaster #2, get them, because that's, I'll guarantee you, you're gonna see those characters on the big screen. Either Disney Plus, TV show, or movies, you're gonna see them. And the print run on those books are none. And that's that key first appearance.
Right.
You know, so again, what makes the difference is looking at the bigger picture and seeing what the potential for these characters. Not every character has a potential.
Right.
You know, so again, buyer beware. Market inflation. All these guys talking about it. Whether it's this website, that website, it creates, in my opinion, maybe a false market.
Yeah.
With very few return points. I think we as fans were like grasping for everything.
Right.
So I think we might be creating a bubble. I don't think it's hurting the market per se. It's creating something that's just not there, in my opinion, a lot of times.
Right. Cat, what do you got?
Batman 78, after the hoopla with 77 and everybody going crazy. And originally Alfred was supposed to be a doppelganger, but the powers that be decided, let's kill him. But besides, again, all the changes that are gonna happen to DC starting now. So watch out for DC changes starting now towards the end of the year.
Be aware with DC because we've already seen it happen how many times? How many reboots have happened in the past
Too many.
10 years, right?
Yeah.
10, 15 years?
This is another reboot. I don't know if they'll have enough customers left to try another reboot. They definitely have an agenda, whether it's
Well, that
AT&T.
Joker movie is going to bring everybody
Oh man,
back,
I can't wait for that.
Gotta
them
get
to ask
those
me for
key
that
Joker
first.
books.
Dude, that key Joker we had up last week, that's gonna go for bucks. I'm gonna be rich. DC is very volatile in my opinion right now. I mean, again, going back to Rob, you know, he did say, he was on Instagram a couple of months back, said DC's done, that he knew something, you know, knowing what I know and seeing the direction, you know what, he could be right, because talking to customers and they're already leaking things out what they're gonna do. A lot of guys that are left with DC, they're like, dude, I'm done. This would be another good way to stop. I didn't stop at 52, but I'm definitely gonna stop here. So my fear is, does DC have enough customers to try another experiment? Marvel, man, everything Marvel's been great. I mean, I'm talking to guys like Absolute Carnage and all the tie-ins, you know. Okay, what are they doing? Okay, it's Donny Cates, it's great, but dude, I've had people since this storyline started a month ago coming in and going, man, it's actually pretty good. And I'm talking not just kids, because the kids are going crazy. I got kids coming asking for Carnage like crazy, but grown-ups and guys that are like, you know, we argue about, you know, what's good and what's not. They're like, Cat, that Absolute Carnage stuff, it's really good. So Absolute Carnage is a read. Jason Aaron's run on Thor, King Thor's the last story arc, it's been great. I'm looking forward to that. Silver Surfer Black, Donny Cates, great read so far. You know, supposedly you got Galactus's origin in this issue, so that's gonna probably people are gonna go crazy for that. Talk about Venom 18. I think this is the Venom Island arc that's been pumped in by a couple of the websites as a key issue this week. They're introducing that, so people are probably gonna go crazy for that. Powers of 10, that's Hickman on those X-Men books has been insane. After reading House last week, I almost cried like a little bitch, man. It was so fucking good. I know guys that called me, dude, crying. It's like, did you read this? I was like, there's no fucking way that this is gonna be the timeline. But it's so fucking good. You just don't, you wanna read it and you're like, no, you just didn't do this shit. What the fuck are you doing? It's fucking great.
As for variants this week, I got, once again, second week of the Immortal covers, the before and after transitional covers. Really cool stuff. Buy the ones you like. Some of them are sold out already on the online retailer, so keep an eye out for that. Powers of X number 4, the second part of the connecting cover by Molina.
Jesus, those connecting covers drive me crazy.
And, you know, like you said last week, the problem is you order 25 copies and you can incorporate 10 of those in there. You're not. You're gonna order like 2 or 3 maybe, right?
Bro,
To get
it's
to
an
your
open order
25.
variant, and it's Molina's last week. Right off last week's connecting cover was $15 off the bat.
Yeah.
Open order variant.
But, and that's what I'm saying. Like you said last week's episode.
But it's the book.
The problem is, well, it is a book, but the problem with the connecting covers is
Nobody orders
you're not going to order 20 copies of the book, of the variant, because you don't know if you're going to move
But
them or
everybody's
not, right?
asking me, they expect that a third, like, I'm like, I can't, fuck, you know. Anyway, it's
Well,
good stuff.
I mean, next time you order 30 and then no one's going to buy them, and then you're stuck
Exactly.
with them for cover price. And then finally, got Silver Surfer Black number 4 variant by Momoko. It's a weird looking cover. I'm not going to say
But the book itself is, look, the art inside, you know,
yeah, it's a little odd.
perfect.
It's so I don't know, something about this cover, and you guys can see
Is
the
it,
artwork
a,
up
is it
there.
a ratio variant?
It's a ratio variant, so it's a 1 in 25. Something important happens. Number 1, that's going to be the lowest print run of all of them, and then 2, it's just something's weird about this cover that's appealing. Like you ever look at something, you're like, this is ugly, but I can't stop looking
know,
at
right?
it. You know, there's something about it. So if you like it and you can get it for a good price, pick it up. But that's going to do it for us this week, guys. Thanks for watching. You know the drill. Smash that like button, leave comments, let us know what you think. Kat, take us away.
I keep saying that every week. Go support your local comic book store. Pick up your books every week. Help the dealer out. There's a lot of good stuff on the table. Don't miss it, because you're going to end up paying more the next week. See you guys in the comic book store. This episode is not brought by Skull Brew, but I'm drinking it because I am damn tired. I've had a rough week last week, but go ahead.